You ever wonder why some people who are just brilliant at their jobs seem to hit a wall while others just take off? Well, it turns out the secret ingredient usually isn't another degree or certification. Nope, it's a set of skills we tend to forget about. So let's dive in and talk about the real engine of success: soft skills. So that's the big question, right? What really separates the good from the great? I mean, if it's not just about who has the most technical knowledge, what is it? It's this funny paradox in the modern workplace. Your hard skills might get you in the door, but it's something else entirely that decides how high you'll climb once you're inside. And that something else is right here. On one side, you've got your hard skills. These are the technical things you can learn from a book, like coding or accounting. Super important, no doubt about it. But then you've got soft skills, things like communication, empathy, teamwork. You've probably heard the saying, hard skills might get you the interview, but it's the soft skills that land you the job, build the team, and really make things happen.
We're going to break this whole topic down into three main pillars. First up is mastering yourself. Then we'll get into connecting with others. And finally, we'll talk about driving impact. You'll see how they all build on each other.
All right, let's jump into pillar number 1, mastering yourself. This is, without a doubt, the foundation for everything else. I mean, think about it. Before you can manage a team or lead a project, you have to know how to manage yourself. It all starts right here, from the inside out. So what are we talking about here? Well, it's things like self-awareness, emotional intelligence, having a positive attitude, knowing how to manage your time, self-confidence. And this last one is huge, being able to actually learn and accept feedback. You can almost think of these as your personal operating system, the software that runs in the background and dictates how you react to everything. And right at the core of mastering yourself is emotional intelligence, or EQ. Now, this isn't just about being nice. It's about being smart with emotions, yours and other people's. It's about recognizing what you're feeling, understanding why, and then using that information to guide your actions. It's an absolute game changer for navigating tricky workplace situations. Now, here's a huge myth we need to bust right now. A lot of people think you're either a people person or you're not, that you're just born with these skills. Well, that's just not true. Soft skills are not some fixed trait. They are abilities, and just like learning an instrument or a new sport, you can get better at them with focused effort and practice. Okay, moving on to pillar 2. Now that we've looked inward, it's time to turn outward and focus on connecting with others. This is where we take all that self-management and use it to build stronger, way more effective relationships with the people around us. The skills here are all about how we interact. We're talking communication, both what you say and what you don't, active listening, empathy, teamwork, networking. These are literally the tools we use to build trust and get everyone on the same page. Even the most amazing ideas will fall flat without them. Now get a load of this number, 70%. Some studies say that up to 70% of all communication is nonverbal. That's huge. It means it's not just the words you say. It's your posture, your eye contact, your tone. All of it is sending a message, whether you mean it to or not. I love this quote from the management guru Peter Drucker. The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. This is just the perfect pivot from just talking at people to the much, much harder skill of truly listening. Let's look at a quick case study. This is Austin. When his coworkers came to him with a question, he'd keep typing away on his computer, maybe tapping his foot. He thought he was just being efficient, but his body language was screaming, "You're interrupting me." The message his team got was that he didn't have time for them, and it was really damaging trust. So what's the difference between good listening and bad listening? Well, it's pretty clear when you break it down. Bad listeners, they get distracted, they interrupt, they're basically just waiting for their turn to talk. But a good listener, they're fighting those distractions. They're focused on the message, not how it's delivered, and they ask questions. It's a total shift from listening to reply to listening to understand. And that brings us to our third and final pillar, driving impact. This is where the rubber really meets the road. We've mastered ourselves, we've connected with others. Now what? Now it's about turning all of that into actual results. It's about making things happen. The skills in this pillar are all about action and forward motion. Things like problem solving, being adaptable, critical thinking, creativity, and of course being able to persuade and influence people. These are what allow you to tackle challenges, come up with new ideas, and get everyone pulling in the same direction. You know, problem solving isn't just some random thing you do. It's actually a process, a 4-step loop. Step 1,
define the real problem, not just the symptom. Step 2, brainstorm different ways to solve it. Step 3, weigh the pros and cons of each solution. And finally, Step 4, pick the best one, do it, and then check back to see if it actually worked.
And this is exactly why that first step is so critical. Let me tell you about Enrique. He was the office fix-it guy. Everyone loved him because he was great at putting out fires. The problem was, they were the same fires, over and over again. He was so busy treating the symptoms that he never stopped to ask, wait a minute, why does this keep happening? He never defined the real underlying problem.
And as we're talking about making an impact, here's a fantastic little principle to keep in your back pocket for pretty much everything. KISS. Keep it short and sweet. It doesn't matter if you're writing an email, giving a presentation, or explaining a solution. Being clear, simple, and direct is one of the most powerful things you can do to make sure your message actually lands.
So, we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Just look back at all these skills we've talked about. Which one of them in your own life, if you just got 10% better at it, which one would have the biggest, most positive impact on your career, your relationships, everything? Think about it, because that's the one you should start working on today.